Now that we've seen how positive externalities work, let's turn our attention to negative externalities. In this case, there is some cost or harm to people other than the consumer or the producer in the market. And because the market fails to take into account the true cost of the product, too much will be produced, which is why we have too much pollution. In order to think about the socially optimal quantity, we need to think about the marginal social cost, the real cost of the product. To do that, we'll add together our supply curve, which represents the private cost or the cost of producing the product, with the marginal external cost, which is the harm done to other groups in society. So as you can see here, we've taken our supply curve, our private cost of production, and shifted it up by the amount of the marginal external cost to get our marginal social cost curve. The distance between these two lines at any point is the marginal external cost. Of course, we want to produce where our marginal social benefit is equal to the marginal social cost, or as long as our marginal social benefit is greater than our marginal social cost. So the socially optimal outcome is here. While the market equilibrium, where supply is equal to demand, is much larger. So in the case of negative externalities, the market will produce too much, as it fails to account for the full cost of the product. Lastly, we may want to describe the difference in total surplus between the market equilibrium and the socially optimal point. Here, we can see at the market equilibrium, the cost of the product to society exceeds the benefit. This area represents deadweight loss as we expand production from the socially optimal quantity, yields a higher cost than the benefit. So our deadweight loss will be 1/2 times the height of this triangle is the marginal external cost, and the width is, again, the difference between the market equilibrium quantity and the socially optimal quantity.